What's up guys, Shane here from Fugatech 3D Printing, and today we're checking out the May 2019 Maker Box. Welcome back guys. So yes, this is the May 2019 Maker Box, and this is the everything flavor box. So they have three different boxes. They have the Easy, which contains 4 samples of PLA from the same manufacturer on the same, well, not same color palette, but the 4 different colors so that you can eventually have a full color palette from these different manufacturers. Then you have the Explorer box, which is like the traditional Maker Box, how it was, which is going to contain exotics such as filled PLAs, flexibles, PETGs, ABSs, PLAs as well, lots of different ones, hard to print, easy to print, it could be anything. That's the Explorer box, so that's for our experienced 3D printers out there. And then the Everything box, which is both of those in one, and that's what I have here. So I have 8 samples I need to go through. So before we get into the samples, let's take a look at the swag and some of the extras that come in the box. Alright, so as always there's a candy in here. We've got some Haribo gummies. I like that one. Let's see, we've got a little sticker from NFL 3D. Then we have a sticker, Jim Carter's. It's Shift Happens, which is kind of funny. Instead of you know what happens. We have a FilaCube sticker. We have the QR code with the password. So what you need this for is when you're a subscriber to MakerBox, you get a discount to all these different filaments. It can vary from 15 to 40%. It could be more, could be less, all depends on what it is. And actually it's probably like 5% to like 40. That's probably better accurate. It's been all over the place. Either way, you get a discount for the filaments that are in here, either through MakerBox / Printed Solid or directly through the manufacturer's website. So make sure you keep these. Then we got some information. We have Inafil. We've got some information on their filaments, so that's interesting. Tianse, T-I-A-N-S-E, Tianse, we're gonna call that. I haven't seen their filament a lot on Amazon. I've actually never tried it before, but it looks like we're gonna get some of that in here, so we'll be able to try that out. All right, now, I've already printed all these because, again, I'm trying to make these videos a little more smooth. So, we're gonna do the Easy box first, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the Explorer box. Alright, so in the MakerBox Easy box, this is FilaCube's PLA 2 by FilaCube. Now this is all PLA, and each one of these spools is approximately 60 grams, so that's about how much you get in these versus the 50 that you get with the normal spools. So these were printed on several different printers. They all were printed at 210C on the nozzle, 60C on the bed, and the about 60 millimeters a second was what it was, and they all had fan on because it's PLA. This one was printed on the Monoprice i3. It's not the Select Mini, but it's the Monoprice i3 Mini. Little itty bitty machine that I picked up for 80 bucks. And it prints pretty doggone nice. This is a very, very, very nice coin. It does very well on all the overhangs here. Support comes off super easy on this, so I'm very happy with how that turns out. And there was very consistent extrusion, everything's filled in properly, no under extrusions anywhere. So this one, which is their Sapphire Blue, came out really well. On that same printer, I printed out the yellow. It's just plain old yellow. And again, exactly the same as the blue. Turned out great. I did have a little mishap though with the support right here, so it kind of looks a little bit weird there. But other than that, all the support did come off very easily. It was very consistent. Consistent filament, filled in very well. This G-code I've been using on coins for over like a year or two now. So they all come out exactly the same, which is very good to have a consistent printer, especially one so cheap that can print out really good coins, or anything really. All right, now I have their Ivory White, which looks a little more like stark white here in the video, probably just because of my lighting, but maybe I could try to tone that down. But it is very ivory, it's very muted white. This thing came out great. This is printed on my i3 Mark III S clone. I put a new bed on there because I had problems last month's box, but there's a new bed on there now that actually holds the build sheet, and yeah, really, really, really good print. I was very, very happy with this one. The back again, over the supports, beautiful. There's one little wisp right here, which is kind of weird. It might be from the supports I didn't get off. Other than that, supports came off very easily, very clean, super consistent, so it turned out absolutely perfect. Now this one is Living Coral. This was their color of the year in 2019, and one of my wife's probably second most favorite color aside from mint green. So I showed her this and she was like, what, you're putting a coin with that? Either way, so this printed out just okay, And that's because I'm going to blame the print quality on the TiVo Tarantula Pro. I am still dialing that in, although I've had some other really good prints off of it, but this one not so much. So I just need to up my extrusion multiplier because in here it didn't fill in everywhere. Do have some gaps. I did have some horrible start stops, which made a little bit of under extrusion, so I need to fix that as well. And the supports, I was a little bit too close to the bed, and the supports were an absolute bear to get off. So because those came out so well on the other printers, I'm not going to blame the filament. I'm definitely going to blame that printer. So I do need to get some more dialing in on that. It is taking me a while to get that dialed in compared to other printers, but either way, the color is great though. So this really is. I'm going to have to definitely use their coupon code, which I believe is worth 25% off. I'm definitely gonna have to order a roll of this for her. Yeah, 25% off. You really can't beat that. That's really good. I would definitely have to get on this, although it is expired. So I'll have to see if I can still use that. But 25% off, if you would have used this whenever it came out, they gave me 3 months and I'm just way behind. But anyways, that's a cool color filament, so I like that. So the Easy Box was cool. But now let's take a look at the filaments that came in the Explorer box. All right, so up first we have Florian C. Kanar PVDF. This is by Nile Polymers. I've never heard of the company before, and I've never heard of a PVDF before. It's kind of like a little bit of a flexible, but not quite. You print it like a flexible. I mean, it does flex. Its short rating is off the chart if it is a pure flexible filament or is a true flexible filament. But this actually looks fantastic. This is printed on my i3 Mark III S clone, which did a beautiful job of printing this. I did print it stupid slow. I mean, I think I set the slicer to 30 millimeters for everything, 30 millimeters a second, and it was still going too fast for me, so I lowered it down to 60% speed while it was printing because I did notice it was having issues getting the support down in time. I'm guessing I missed a speed setting somewhere, but that's okay. I did print this at 250 degrees centigrade as I do have a all-metal E3D hot end in that printer. The bed was at 100C with a little bit of glue stick, which they recommend in order to help keep it down. And again, I printed it probably 10 to 15 millimeters a second in the end because I just really had to turn it down. Over supports, it did pretty good. I did have to take a knife to get some of it off because it really did stick. Like this feels like a tough filament. Like I could probably throw this and nothing would happen to it. So I might need to reach out and get a spool of this and actually do some of that crazy testing with it. But it's kind of flexible. It kind of feels sort of like a nylon, but it was definitely way easier to print than a nylon. Either way, this stuff was printed just great, didn't it? All right, here we have a super shiny blue. This is ERPNO PET from Woodfill. So it's a PET, so almost like a PETG, but without the G in it, so without the glycol. So this is made from premium food approved polyurethane tetrapathate, PET, so that stands for, I can't pronounce any of that. Widely used to produce food beverages, containers, and bottles. Oh, it's the same thing that bottles are made of is this. Again, super shiny, very hard, actually. Very hard material, which was surprising because it prints so low temperature. So this said to print it at 210, but because it's PET, I went ahead and printed at 230 just because I didn't want to clog up my nozzle with this or get some type of weird jam. So I did print it really hot, and I love the shine off of it. This was printed on my Prusa i3 Mark III S clone. So again, on that printer, it turned out just fantastic. The bed was at 60C. I did use a little bit of glue stick on it, which you can see here in the back, to actually hold that down a little bit. And then the cooling was off. I didn't use any cooling fan on this, and the speed was 60 millimeters a second, as usual. But yeah, this stuff was just, I mean, this is a really nice print that came off of that. And the shine, and this is another one I'd really like to get a full roll to do some extensive printing with. All right, so here we have PLA UDiamond from Carbodeon. Carbodeon is the name of the company. Again, another one, never heard of before. This is their PLA. It does have that kind of muted pearl color to it, I'll say. It's a very interesting color. This is printed on my Monoprice i3 Mini. Not the Select Mini, but that little $80 printer that I bought. I printed this at 210Z, which I said to print at 220, but I did 210, had no problems with it whatsoever. The bed was at no heated bed on that printer, so it was at 0, because I used a glue stick to hold it down. It says you can print this up to 500 millimeters a second. which is just insane, but this was printed at 50 on that little printer. And the cooling fan is on 100% because it always is on that fan, on that printer. That's why that printer is a very good PLA printer. But I can't get over that. The 500 millimeters per second top speed is just kind of crazy. The range that they tell you to print at was 220 to 250. But again, 210 was just fine. Again, filled in very nicely, super consistent all the way around. The support, you can barely even tell support was on there. It popped off so easily. And I really, really did like this. Again, it has that muted kind of pearl color to it. Not as shiny though. So maybe if I would have printed it hotter, I would have got that shine. But either way, this was an excellent filament. All right, now we got my favorite type of filament. This is a Woodfill. This is the second month in a row MakerBox has had a Wood-filled PLA in the Explorer box, which is fantastic by me. This is the one by Tianse. And this is their just wood PLA is what it says. It is definitely a wood-filled filament because number one, you get a lot of the stringing that comes with that. I did have a little bit of that. And the smell. You can still smell it a little bit, but when it prints, it just fills your office or your makerspace up with just that awesome wood burning smell. It's really, really nice. So this was printed at 200C on my Prusa i3 Mark III S, the original one. I did have the bed at 50C with some glue stick on the textured PEI sheet to kind of hold it down, so you can still see a little bit of that glue stick there. It says use a 0.5mm nozzle as well, but I use a 0.4 on all my prints, so it came out just fine. It's a little bit of support material right there that should come off. But yeah, I mean, over the supports, usually wood, you get a little extra sagging in there. This stuff held up really, really well. It truly did. It says this is a wood PLA composite with 25 to 30% wood added, which is pretty high. Most filaments that are true wood filled will have about 20% in them. Ones that are called wood PLA will have anywhere from 5 to 10%, or they'll just be wood colored. But this one, definitely you could smell it was having that. It was very strong. I didn't have any breakage issues like the last one did. And it is just so doggone smooth on these edges, like so smooth. So this one, truly awesome. So that's the May 2019 Everything box. Fantastic box. The Explorer box, I was quite blown away with some of those filaments. I think they came out great. I love getting filaments from new companies. That's also why I do this. Is for me, it's being able to know what else is out there, because a lot of people ask me, what's the best wood filament? Well, I've got like 8 different rolls now of different filaments I've used, and I would like to get some 4 rolls of these so I can do some more big reviews on that, but I get asked a lot of those questions, and for me, being able to test all those out works out really well. For you, this is a way to get some samples of different things without splurging on a full roll. You don't know if you're going to like a filament or how well it's going to print. Most everything on the MakerBox usually prints well. There have been very few cases that I've had horrible experiences with the filament that came in the box. Very few. So generally speaking, when you order this, you're going to get some good filament to try out, and you'll probably get some good prints out of it. So it might be a way to try out something new and to build some little projects with. So you never know. If you do want to try this out, there is a discount code and a link down below. Get you 15% off your first box, and it's an affiliate link as well, so that every 3 people that subscribe to that, I get the box for free. It's been free for a while, so I thank all of you for subscribing. It's a huge help for me. It's one less thing I have to buy on the channel. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to check it out, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Either way, talk in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you what you think about the MakerBox or any of these filaments that came in it. If you guys want to stay in tune with what's going on, hit that big old subscribe button down there, and then hit the bell icon. That way you get a notification when I upload new content or go live, and you're one of the first ones to know. If you want to help me financially, I've got the Patreon club down below. Go ahead and click that, donate $1 or more. I appreciate it, and I get access to my after show and the Patreon feed. If you wanted to help out other ways, there's some one-time donation links down there, and there's a bunch of affiliate links with some coupon codes, again, including this one. But with those other affiliate links, I actually get a little slice of what you buy, comes back here to the channel at no extra cost to you. So for those of you that use those, I appreciate it. It does help me out quite a bit. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Until next time, happy printing.